Imagine you're in Japan, pointing at a mysterious snack on a store shelf. You want to ask a simple question, "What is this?" But halfway through the sentence, you freeze. You know the grammar, but you're staring at one specific Japanese symbol, and your brain goes blank. That symbol is this character. And the reason it trips up so many beginners is that it has a split personality. Sometimes it's pronounced nan, and other times it's pronounced nani. If you look up how to tell the difference, you usually get hit with a wall of complex phonetic equations. You'll find rules about consonant shifts and linguistic exceptions that make asking a simple question feel like a math test. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Instead of trying to guess the reading on the fly, you can treat these two pronunciations like puzzle pieces that only snap into specific pre-made slots. When you focus on memorizing these fixed chunks, you don't have to worry about underlying rules. Once you learn where the pieces go, these everyday questions start to feel more natural. Let's start with the most common hurdle, pointing at something and politely asking what it is. This diagram shows our first puzzle base. In polite Japanese, a question about identity usually ends with desu ka. If you try to force the red nani block in here, it simply won't fit. Saying nani desu ka sounds off to a native speaker, but the blue nan block slides right in. The standard way to ask what something is always nan desu ka. This also works in casual conversation. If you drop the polite ending and use the shorter da, the blue block still fits. You get nanda. Anytime your sentence ends with desu ka or da, the blue nan block is the correct piece to complete that thought. Now, what if you don't just want to know what something is, but what kind of thing it is? Like asking what genre a book belongs to, or what type of meat is on a plate. To link two words together in Japanese, we use a specific relationship marker, or glue word, called no. This gives us a brand new puzzle base. Just like before, only one piece fits. The blue block snaps in to create the fixed chunk, nan-no. So if you point at a magazine and ask, "Sore wa nan no zashi desu ka?" you're asking what that magazine is about. Before this specific no glue word, you'll pretty much always hear the non reading. Treating nan-no as a single unit helps you get it right without overthinking. Japanese uses specific units called counters to measure everything from time to people. You use different counters for clocks, calendars, and guests. This is where our blue nan block is most helpful. When you need to ask a question about these units, this is the piece you'll need. Attach it to the hour unit, ji, and you get non-ji, what time is it? Add it to the day unit, yobi, and you get non-yobi, what day of the week is it? Pair it with the unit for people, nin, and it becomes non-nin, how many people? You don't have to learn a complex set of phonetic rules for every individual measurement. The blue non block is the standard piece for these basic units. So if we use the blue block for identity, categories, and units, when do we actually use the red nani block? You use it when talking about actions. In Japanese, these are often marked by glue words like o or ga. Here, the blue piece is rejected. You say nani o when asking what someone is doing, or nani ga when asking what is there. Knowing how the red block handles these action-focused words helps you feel more certain about using your blue non-chunks for everything else we've covered. Now that we've sorted the most common uses, your understanding is much better organized. Let's do a quick test. If you want to ask someone how old they are, you use the unit for age, sai. Based on what we just learned, which piece fits here? Since it's a measurement unit, the blue block locks right in. The answer is non-sai. By skipping the abstract rules and focusing on these fixed chunks, you make these common interactions much more predictable. Treat these words like snap-together pieces. Once you know which parts fit, you can stop worrying about the why and start asking questions with confidence.